Hey, ladies. All right. Before we get started, please say hello as you're coming on so I know you're here and can engage with you. And then I'm going to share this in our Facebook group. Make sure you're there. It's called Macro Tracking and Weightlifting for Women. And we do a lot of videos, trainings, free resources, and so on. And of course, we have coaching programs for those interested as well. So head on over there and I'm going to share this video there and then we can go ahead and get started. To the group. Amazing. All right. How much is too much exercise? This is a question that we got from one of the gals in our community. So once I can get that shared, then we'll go ahead and talk through that. Amazing. Okay. All right, ladies. So who's in this boat? Let me know. You can say me or whatever in the comments. Who's in this boat where you feel like, am I doing too much exercise? Am I lifting too much? Am I doing too much HIIT? Or am I not doing enough, right? Where is the sweet spot? If you're not sure where the sweet spot is, just say me so I can acknowledge you. Now, usually there's two different types of women who fall in this category, and I'm going to talk through both. The first one is like, I love to exercise. I'm super fit. I'm super active. But am I doing too much? Am I actually hindering my muscle growth or anything else, right? So that's category number one we'll talk through. Category number two is like, I'm not seeing the results that I feel like I should be seeing. Maybe I need to add more, right? So if you're in category one, you can drop a one. If you're in category two, you can drop a two. So I know who's here, right? And we'll cover both of those. Okay. So the first one for the gal who's like, I just love working out. I lift weights. Usually she also runs or she cycles or she does yoga or just something else that's really enjoyable for her. This type of woman is not necessarily like trying to do more to achieve more. She likes to do more because it's super enjoyable, right? She probably walks a lot of steps and so on. And now she's sitting here wondering, am I doing too much? Like, is there something that I should back off of to have more growth? Right. And that's the thing. There is something called a law of diminishing returns, and it's like a bell curve, a law of diminishing returns. At the peak of the bell curve is like max muscle growth, max recovery. You're feeling super good and you have your body and mind in an optimal position to grow muscle and to just feel good in your everyday life, right? Recovery is also important for hormone health. It's not just for muscle growth, right? At Queens of Iron, we have such a holistic view. Like we make sure that you're strong, you're fit, you're healthy, you're energized, you have the nutrients that you need and so on. And I think sometimes women think that like weightlifting and nutrition is really different than hormone regulation and proper hormone functioning, but they go tremendously hand in hand, right? Because we need to have the right macros and the right food quality to help our hormones be in their optimal functioning state as well. Okay, so in the law of diminishing returns, this bell curve, when you start to have too much exercise and you don't have enough recovery time, which is like sleeping, resting, doing activities you enjoy, right? Time out of the gym. Those recovery pieces are actually where the muscle has time to build, to rebuild, right? The exercise itself is breaking down the muscle, right? Causing little muscle tears, right? Then we rebuild the muscle and it gets bigger and it gets stronger and so on. But if you're constantly tearing it down and you don't have the recovery time, risk of injury is way higher, but also you're not really building the muscle that you can be. I'm sure you're building some depending on the situation, but there's so much more that can be built by doing less. For those of you who are achievers, this is a funky concept because it's like, wait, I thought if I did more, I achieved more. In some cases, that's true, but in fitness, it's not true, right? We need to stick to the basics and allow time to recover. Even though some women, we had a client, she said, this feels too easy. Like I need to be doing something else. I'm like, well, how hard are you pushing in your lift, right? Are you going to almost form failure, not muscle failure, form failure. If your form is failing, your lift is failing, drop your weight, right? Depending on the situation, okay? So I said, are you going to almost form failure every single exercise? Like you are pushing so hard in the gym, she was really compliant in her macros. She's like, I'm doing those things. I said, good, then go pick up a hobby, like enjoy your life. You don't have to do more. And she's seen the results pour in, right? The answer wasn't doing more. The answer was doing better what she's already doing, which is like push heavier in your lift, right? Get or focus on higher food quality, right? Those types of things rather than, do macros need to change? Do I need to add in HIIT? Do I need to add in yoga? Do I need to change this? It's like, sometimes you just need to execute the plan exceptionally well. Okay. But of course you have to have the right plan. Okay. All right, let's see. Yeah, okay. So here are some signs that maybe you're doing too much. This very much varies per woman. One woman could be doing a ton of steps and running and lifting, and she feels amazing. She has a low stress home environment. Her work stress is pretty low, or she manages it really well. High food quality, eating a lot of macros. Like, she feels good. You don't need to change just because the person next to you can't handle that volume of training and that like pace of lifestyle. That's okay. Both women are right. They're just different, right? So make sure you don't compare yourself, because it will give you inaccurate data, right? So some symptoms of overtraining is like, bleh. You feel like bleh throughout the day. You're tired. You're like kind of in a haze. When you go to lift in your home gym or at the gym, it's like you're there and you're doing your best, but the oomph is not behind you, right? It's like you still have the soreness, and it's so sore it feels like you can't really push very hard. Sometimes women get mood swings. They lose their appetite. Like, they don't feel their best. If you're lifting weights and eating high food quality, you should feel amazing. Amazing. Now, a high stress marriage and a high stress job can affect things without a doubt, right? But in general, when you have the right lifting routine for your body and your frequency is on point, 3 to 5 days per week, you have recovery days, right? And so on, and you're eating high quality food, you should feel amazing. Now, quick tangent on the 3 to 5 days, because some of you might be like, 3 days, that's it. It really depends. It depends on your lifestyle. It depends on what's right for you. It depends on your goals. For someone who really wants to build muscle and really build out and shape your body, 5 days a week, all day, right? You're going to get more volume in on your muscles, which will promote more growth. But there is the law of diminishing return. If you guys follow Luke Tulloch, I think you say his last name, something that he's been saying a lot lately is less volume, less volume, less volume. And it's like, you always need to know where someone's coming from, like what point of view are they starting at, right? There is too much volume, right? I mean, like Brett Contreras came out with this study years ago that 10 to 24 sets per week on a muscle growth is optimal for growth. We've seen like 16 to 22 sets per week on that muscle growth is a nice point for recovery and for muscle growth. 3 days a week, in my opinion, it's not for everybody, but it's more so like maintenance, just because it's hard to get enough volume and keep your body super balanced to have a lot of physique changes. Now, you can for sure build in shape. I mean, we've seen it, right? With clients, they're training 3 days a week. It's totally different. But it's because they came from like Pilates, or they came from HIIT, or they came from a less muscle building activity, right? But for those who like have a huge goal, like I want to build a ton of muscle, naturally 5 days is going to be better. For those of you who are like, I just want to live healthy and fit and be toned and be comfortable in my body, 3 days might be okay. Now, fat loss comes from your nutrition. Fat loss comes from your nutrition. You don't need to exercise at all to lose weight. And if you feel like you do, it's just because there's habits and or the right amount of macros. So habits around nutrition, or your macros need to change. Like fat loss can totally come from nutrition alone. Lifting is what builds and shapes your body. So as the fat comes off, you love what you reveal. Otherwise, what happens is women say, I got to my goal weight and I don't really like what my body looks like. It's like, well, it's because you need physique shaping, first of all. And it's because the lifting routine that you had did not match, or that you executed did not match the goal that you had, right? So it came to a different solution, right? So if you lose all the fat with nutrition alone and don't exercise, you won't feel strong, right? You won't really like how you look or feel. Your clothes won't fit well. You'll feel skinny fat. But my point is, like, Exercise is not for fat loss. Exercise is to build and shape your body and create a strong, fit, healthy individual, right? So if you're not seeing the physique results or the fat loss results, the answer is not to increase your workouts unless you're training like 2 days per week, then certainly you can increase it to 4 or whatever, right? But in reality, if you're not seeing the results that you want to see, it's because your nutrition it's the nutrition piece, right? So try not to get the shiny object syndrome of like, maybe it's because I don't do enough yoga. Maybe because I need to add in more cardio. Maybe it's because I need to do more reps or less reps or higher weight. You know what I mean? It's more like stick to major in the majors. Don't major in the minors. Here's an example of majoring in the minors. What supplements do I need? Maybe I need a different type of fish oil. Should I add collagen? Should I add creatine? Granted, creatine is amazing. It does what it does. But it's like this person I know. I'm just going to eat sardines every day, but I'm not going to exercise. I'm not going to watch anything else I eat. Like, it's like the minor. Don't major in the minors. Major in the majors. I'm going to get over 7 hours of sleep per night as much as I can help it. I'm going to manage my stress, which means I'm going to put mindset strategies or solutions in place to be able to leave work at work and go home and be with my family, right? I'm going to put stress relieving activities in place so my cortisol can relax a little bit and my body feels safe to release the body fat. Those are more major things, right? Another major thing is like, I'm going to drink 80 to 120 ounces of water per day. I'm going to lift and I'm going to slow my lifts down and really move through the entire range of motion with proper form, knowing if I can lift 2 or more reps with proper form, I need to increase my weight. Push yourself mentally, right? Major in the majors. So it's not adding more, it's doing what you're already doing better. Business owners, same for us. It's not about doing more, it's about doing what works better and more frequently, which is not always the case for lifting. Here's a quick example. We have a client. She was doing 17,000 steps per day. We didn't tell her to do it. That was just her lifestyle. She was lifting 5 days a week, and I think that was it. Suddenly, her sciatica is acting up. We went through tons of stretches, went through all kinds of stuff. She was seen by professionals. She couldn't figure it out. And so one day I said, okay, why don't we lower your steps to like 12,000? Let's see how your body feels. Oh my gosh, suddenly, magically, she felt amazing. And she's like, okay, I feel so much better now. Let me go back up to 17K. I said, hold on a second. Your body shared with you that you were unable to recover lifting 5 days a week and walking 17,000 steps per day. Why are we going back there? And she had it in her mind feeling like, is 12,000 enough? I feel like I need to go up there. I'm eating 2,500 calories or I'm going to gain all this weight. I said, let's try it because I don't think that's the case, right? She kept her steps down. Her body felt amazing. She was able to push heavier in her lift. Her macros stayed high and she built more muscle and she was doing less, right? So the answer is not always more. So really take like accountability or take account. You know what I'm trying to say? Like, think about, how do I feel when I show up for my lift? So I feel lethargic. Do I feel bleh? Or do I feel like ready to rock? We're not going to feel like ready to rock every day. But there's a difference between like, oh, I'm just kind of tired. I don't really want to be here. And my body's fatigued, right? So it's very different. So take stock of that. That's what I'm trying to say. So take stock of how you're feeling to determine, am I overtraining or do I just need to dial in my compliance? It's not about the perfect macros for you. At a level, yes, it is, clients. It is for you. Don't worry, we got you. But a lot of you, the majority of you who haven't worked with the trainer, right? So much of it, you guys, it's your lifestyle. It's the habits. And even if it feels like, but I'm doing all the right things. I'm doing the things. It's like, I know you are for what you know, but you don't know what you don't know. There's so many tweaks that need to happen for women to get these exceptional results. Then you make sure that you have the exact right macros. Okay. So before you add anything, really focus on your nutritional habits and compliance. It's incredible the results that come with compliance. But compliant, like, okay, here's a compliance example. One of Ashley's one of the trainers at Queens of Iron, one of her clients said, I keep going off the rail on the weekend and I don't know why. Here's an example of someone really working hard, eating really healthy throughout the week, getting her lifts in, but she is stumped. Why can't I stay on track during the weekend? And this is why it's so vital to have a mentor, because there's no trial and error. There's no guessing. Like, you just get to go kind of straight there, way more than on your. So Ashley simply said, "Are you enjoying your meals?" And she's like, "I don't know. Let me get back to you." And she got back to her and she said, "I wasn't really enjoying my meals. I was kind of eating the same thing all the time." And so Ashley challenged her, "Okay, what do you need to enjoy your meals?" Right? And so then they started talking about how can she enjoy her meals. Now she's been compliant every day. From as far as I know, from last we checked, she's been compliant every day. Game changing because of Ashley's simple question: "Are you enjoying your meals?" That's the most amazing part about having an objective view, who is a professional, to say, "I hear what you're saying. Let me ask you another question." Light bulb moment, brain explosion. And then bam, she was able to quickly change her compliance versus feeling like it's my self-discipline. I need more self-discipline. It's like, actually, it wasn't. You just needed more enjoyable meals throughout the week, right? Okay, so I'll say again, really focus on your nutritional compliance. Okay. If you're laser on point with your nutrition, with your food quality, with compliance and all that, and you're still not seeing changes and you want fat loss, I would say increase steps. If your steps are on point, you're working out, your macros are on point, and you're not seeing the physique changes you want, it's your lifting routine. You need physique shaping. Physique shaping, you guys, this is just like bodybuilding. It's literally just bodybuilding. All the physique competitors, 110% of them use physique shaping. That it's like another word for bodybuilding, right? However, at Queens of Iron, physique shaping is like it's like crafting your body like bodybuilding, paired with a super healthy, fit, sustainable lifestyle and body fat percentage, and that creates a really happy, healthy, confident woman. Okay, cool. All right, let me see if there's anything else that I wanted to share. Yeah, cool. Oh yeah, excuse me. One more thing, ladies, I'll share is how are you tracking your progress? I think a lot of ladies, they look at themselves every day in the mirror naturally, and then they use the scale, right? The scale is a tricky little devil, right? So take your measurements. We do waist, low belly, glutes, and 2 on the thigh. You can comment measurements if you want a video of exactly how to take your measurements so you can track that for you. I also have a video that walks through like fat loss, reverse dieting, maintenance, and a surplus, and what you should be experiencing measurement-wise in terms of drops and increases and so on. Just shoot me a message if you want that one. And then another thing is like monitor how you feel, like non-scale victories, right? We had a client say, I was people pleasing so much. I would never eat my food if it kind of inconvenienced someone else because it was embarrassing for me. She's like, we were in a meeting and we were, it's something like we were waiting for someone to come and that person wasn't showing up. So we're all just sitting there. And so I got up and I said, "Excuse me, I need to go eat and I'll be right back." And she left and she ate all her food that she brought with her. And she came in, she felt amazing. No one cared. The person wasn't even there yet. That's a win because it's a win in your lifestyle. It's a win in being more healthy, more fit, more confident, right, in yourself and taking care of yourself. So make sure that you're tracking those things too, because they matter. And oftentimes they matter more than like the physical, even though it feels good, right, to have the physical changes. So much needs to change here. And I think most women don't realize how much needs to change here to have the more physical changes, because you can't take your body somewhere your mind hasn't gone. That's why I love this industry, because there's so much resilience and grit that must be trained in your mind and in your heart to have those incredible physiques. Because if not, you'll never train hard enough to get there, and so many other things. All right, cool. All right, ladies, awesome. I hope you enjoyed this video. I hope this was valuable for you. If you want to learn exactly what macros you need, get on the physique shaping lifting program for your body, for your needs, to feel and look amazing in your skin, and have the trainer and nutritionist right by your side one-on-one to say, "Tell me what's going on. Tell me your challenges. How do you feel? What's happening? Like, tell me what's going on in your world. You're not hitting macros. Where do you feel challenged? Let's provide systems, strategies, solutions that make sense for you so you can just hit your goals, then go be successful on your own for the rest of your life." not the other way around, right? So if you're interested in that, you can just put a hand raise emoji and I'll reach out and we'll chat about your goals and really how we can support you to get there. Okay, have an amazing day, ladies. Thank you for being here. You're wonderful, and I'll talk to you later.